forget who I am. The darkness sitting on the black futon. Composition notebook beneath my plastic big pen in right hand. Jade camel burning in my left. I forget listening to Adrian creating the ambient song. I forget I've been here all night listening to the pure music. I forget not to listen to the lunatic voices within this conspiracy theorist full of dreads. I forget my deaf voice and her friend's voice. One mad plea for the beloved. I forget the charlatan chorus that sings one lonesome note in a black key of failure. I forget the hymn of desire. I forget the lament of lacerations. I forget the lost books of blood. I forget the taste of your tears. I forget the humiliation of burning eyes. I forget you're tired of living alive. I forget to surrender this sick vision. I forget contemptuous glances. I forget to give up heartbeats. I forget I want to quit breathe. I forget to be in the pure, empty future beyond the crepuscular pain of our suffering. I forget the static ache of hearts and the sanguine misery of being with you and being without you. I forget 12-steppers prayers. I forget jailhouse conversions. I forget smoking cigarettes. I forget drinking booze. I forget crystal rails. I forget whether I'm chasing the dragon, that motherfucker chasing me again. I forget sin in the heart of fist fucking. I forget you sit full lotus on the pale petals of my dreamscape. One more bad thing that I want, filling me with alien desire. I forget, light a menthol, take a drag, try not to think about anything, especially the beloved who once believed me beyond words, and is now beyond my words. I forget drinking Brazilian blend coffee from a styrofoam cup. I forget it's a striptease uncovering the green eyes of the Sybil. I forget a mouth filled with broken teeth and vows. I forget to feed the dogs. I forget the misery of night terrors. I forget anniversaries, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. I forget the fear of death, suicide girls, goth chicks, lot lizards, rules the songs I knew as a child. I forget I've seen this movie before. Read old books, the important boring ones that you're supposed to continue like reading. I forget the dogma. I forget the blasphemy. I forget the music your eyes sang. I forget tattoos, pierced nipples, drunk quarters, trailers, tattoos, vomit, head to toilet, fucked in jacuzzi, tub, passed out on the sofa, stole signs from Willie's restaurant, read, please don't touch the tea kettles. I forget to pretend I'm alright. I forget to pretend to be okay, to make the rest of you feel comfortable being around me. I forget to cut my nails, shave, or do something with my hair. I forget whose turn it is to hit the joint, or what that pill I just swallowed is supposed to do. I forget to take out my wedding ring. I forget what not to do. I forget tilted wooden floors, cotton trees, walking in the rain, gas leaks, slow suicide packs. I forget you run away when you are scared. I forget the scars, the vines hide. I forget rolling all night on the carpet in the living room floor. I forget monster poems in a black book. I forget death of bars and the black horse of grief. I forget everyone said we would fail behind our backs. I forget the first time. I forget the French toast, tears saving you half my sandwich when the boss bought lunch so you could have some meat too. I forget taxi rides on rainy nights. I forgot you never understood why it loved me. I forget you never understood why I loved you, and you asked me to tell you your reasons, and I forget I always said I don't know. I forget it's too late for list points. I forget the order of operations. I forget the names of childhood best friends, grade school teachers. I forget as your odor fades from my hair. I forget to wash my clothes for a month. I forget to change your dress card. I forget I was writing a book. I forget the feel of your breath warm on my neck as we slept, our bodies always entangled. I forget I was a cannibal god. You would sacrifice birds, puppies, small children too. I forget you can do better than me. I forget your voice becomes a language long forgotten, the sweet taste of the mother tongue.